Hey, we're going to be looking at useState and useReducer, and when to use useReducer over useState. Commonly in this application, I'm seeing we're using useState more than useReducer, and there's a lot of times where we could be using useReducer instead. And so I have a contrived example that is based on what I'm seeing, and so I hope this will make sense. I do plan on doing more videos. I hope this video is very useful, and if not, let me know. But to get started, here's the contrived example. So the contrived example has two uses of useState, and we are updating state in conjunction with the other state. So we have, whenever we set count, we are checking to see if count is above 3. And then eventually speaking, we will then set has too many to be true. And so this is going to cause a double render when we get past the count of 3. So less talking and more showing is when we click increment, we're going to see a render logged once, and we're going to see it again and again, and then next thing you know, we have a double render, and then a double render, and so forth. So this is an excellent time to use useReducer. The basic idea is if we are updating one state in conjunction with another state, then we should look into using useReducer to consolidate those states together when we update those states. All right, so that now leads us to actually fixing this double render, okay? So I have code already built. I'm just gonna copy and paste over to speed things up. We're gonna see some errors here. Copy this over. And all right, so we are still in the same example with the double render, just to show you. As you can see, we'll see that double render. And now we're going to clean this up a little bit. So we are going to replace set count with dispatch type of increment. So no longer are we setting count and set has too many separate from each other. Those we're going to express the logic, or we're going to express the action with using a dispatch of type increment, and then inside the reducer we will then have logic that will update both of those state variables. All right, so we're going to change this to be a dispatch, and this will be a type of increment. So again, we're expressing the action, and then inside our reducer we will then have the update logic. So we got rid of the set count that was happening here, so we can actually remove this, and we have created more errors for us, yippee. And we're going to then do the same thing for our use effect, because we don't need that anymore, because this logic is happening here in conjunction with this logic. So we're going to remove this, and we can then get rid of that, because again, all of the state is happening inside our reducer. And now we can then say state.count, and then state has too many. Then now everything should be fixed. We should be seeing our increment still working, and we should eventually see it go from false to true when it's above the count is above 3, and then we should only see one render each and every time when we click the increment button. So one render, Yep, so we got one render each and every time, which is great. We're updating now both of these state properties together, and they're no longer separate usages of state that are updating based on each other. So now the logic is put together and we're expressing our action in here, our increment button, and that's basically it. If you're ever using a state variable that is also you are in conjunction updating another state variable with, bring those together, consolidate them in a useReducer, and that will cut down on unnecessary renders, bugs, any sorts of problems. All right, and that's it. So again, hope this video is useful for you. Let me know, and also let me know if it's not useful. Thanks. Bye.